Howdy, y'all. So, I really love houseplants. I have quite a few, not as many as I would like to have. And I love learning about houseplants, watching videos about houseplants, looking at people's houseplant collections. However, I'm also kind of bad at taking care of them. I'm not the best plant mom. So today I decided to repot a couple of plants. I only have 2 that I need to repot today, but they're not looking so hot. I honestly don't know what's wrong with them. Half the time I can't tell if I'm overwatering or underwatering, and one of them is on the brink of death. I thought I would film me doing like a little repotting. I feel like the camera angle is kind of weird and you might not actually be able to see my setup. But anyway, I have just an empty red bowl that that I'm going to put the old dirt in. And then I have my pink pot here, which is full of potting soil and perlite. One of the plants that I'm going to repot is this guy. As you can see, he's very droopy and sad. This is an Aglaonema, also known as a Chinese evergreen. She is so cute. You're cute too. Oh, Leia. This is Leia, by the way. But yeah, she looks like shit. She was super cute and healthy, and then I don't know if it's because I overwatered her. I tried to neglect her as much as possible because I know these guys are one of those plants where you really shouldn't water them often at all. But I don't know. This plant was also like a Home Depot purchase, and I know that their soil and the way that they treat their plants isn't always the best. And I've had this guy for a while and I never repotted it. So I think maybe that's why, like, maybe there's just no more nutrients in the soil. I really need to get some fertilizer too. Whenever I had a pet fish, I would use the dirty fish water to, fertilize the plants. But she's really pretty. I love any plants that have pink variegation on them. But yeah, look at that, look how sick that is. And the other plant is even worse. It is the plant that is on the verge of death. Look at that. Look at how sad she is. Is she awful? This is one where I'm unsure. I'm also unsure why she's dying. I'm pretty sure this is not a marble queen, like a jade pothos? I don't know. Anyway, I want to say that maybe I overwatered her because of the browning, but I also feel like maybe she wasn't getting enough sunlight. This room that we're in right now is like my sunroom, so most of my plants are in here because there's a south-facing window and then another window here, so this room gets a ton of light. This plant was in my bedroom, and there is a south-facing window in there, but I don't really have space to put plants in front of that window, so I just thought maybe this would still get enough light, and I guess it didn't. I really hope that this one lives and I get her healthy enough again because they're so pretty. They have these like look at that. It looks hand painted. I wish I was a better plant mom, but alas. So I guess I'm gonna repot her. Any plant people that are watching this are probably going to like quake whenever I say this, but I am repotting these guys into the same pots. I don't have any other planters right now. I only have nursery pots, and they're, I just have to reuse it. You can't even see what I'm doing. Can you see this? roots are actually super dry. I think I underwatered her, and that's why she's crisping up. Oh no, you're watching me fill, and I feel awkward. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna put new soil in it. I chose to wear a white shirt while doing this. Right when I said that. And we also just cleaned house, and I'm repotting in our on our nicely clean floors. I actually have a enclosed porch, like a screened porch, but it's cold outside, so I don't want to do this out there. I just want you to help it. Gosh, you're so crispy. God, I don't even know if that looks any better. Okay, now this dude. I don't know how to do this. Hey, the roots look super healthy though. The root system on this looks great. I do notice that the soil is still, it's like slightly damp. I mean, it's not awful. Maybe I have been overwatering it. And I really need to cut this dude off. Okay, I repotted it. I really need to cut this off. Okay, I'm gonna water these guys really quick. So, yeah. So, since that really didn't take much time anyway, I thought that maybe I could just show off my sunroom. I'm slightly embarrassed to do this, mostly because my plants look like shit. Like, the majority of them just don't look that great. Like I said, I'm not the best plant mom, and it's like, even though I do all this research on how to properly take care of these plants, it seems to just be trial and error, and half the time it's an error for me. But I still love them, and I still hold on to them even though they're sickly, in the hopes that I'll be able to get them to look better and be better. I don't know. It's like scientists say that plants are really good for people and their mental health, that like if you sing and talk to your plants, the plants can actually like sense that. You know, they're like sweet little green friends that I try to be really nice to, but I'm a very critical person and sometimes I'm not very good at taking care of them. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Just a couple air plants. These guys are really easy too, because all you have to do is like water them once in a while. But yeah, this one sits in this cute little peach cup, and then this one is in this really cute little kitty planter, and then up here is just a little ball that this guy hangs out in. So here's the entrance to my sunroom. This is my kitchen. I love this part of my kitchen because of how colorful it is. I have some cute artwork and secondhand finds, and I love my little skeleton friends hanging up there. And yeah, so this room gets a ton of sunlight because of these windows, and you know, whenever I'm cooking or Avery's cooking, and sometimes in the morning when I'm drinking coffee, I love to just sit in that chair over there and like hang out and, you know, look at my plants. It's really relaxing. Here is this shelf. Here's my golden pothos. He's not looking too great right now. He's being very leggy and wilty. I think I need to water him, but yeah, his leaves are really droopy right now. This pothos plant is really special because not only have I had it a pretty long while, I want to say probably like 2 or 3 years, but my first pet fish was actually buried in this pot. It's
probably silly to talk about a fish like that, but his name was Faust and he was really cool. And so whenever he died, I decided to bury him after I repotted this plant. And yeah, it's like a cute little homage to Faust. But yeah, I know like some people think that pothos are just like the basic bitches of the plant world, but they're really awesome hardy plants. And if anybody that's wanting to get into them, a golden pothos is like the best thing to start out with. And also it's gorgeous. Like, well, this guy's kind of browning, but look at that. I love the variegation on them. Like, seriously. It's like hand painted. So gorgeous. Okay. And now down here, I have quite a few of these guys. I honestly can't remember what they're called. I have one right down here too. But yeah, I mean, these guys are really hardy too. I will forget to water these like a month at a time, but they still survive. Also, these have gone crazy ever since we moved into this house. I guess because of the sunlight, but there's been tons of new growth. I've also had those guys for several years now too. And then down on this shelf, this is another set of plants where I don't really know what they are. There's some sort of succulent. These have also grown like crazy too. Look at that. But yeah, I just threw this little succulent in there. That's the cool thing about succulents is that you can just take cuttings and then throw them in the dirt, and sometimes they'll root and start growing. But this guy had a mealybug infestation, and that was the only bit that survived, and doesn't seem like it has mealybugs, so I decided to just throw it in here. But yeah, this guy's cool too, and I like these little rocks in here. And this right here is just a little star aloe when I painted the pot. You know, he's not like another super special fancy plant. I honestly don't have a ton of like rare or amazing plants, but I still love him. I like how dorky he looks because he's just like, you know, he's not very symmetrical. This big guy is the star of the show. This is like one of the plants that I never really have a problem. It loves this room because of all the sunlight, and I always get tons of growth on this. I'm constantly having new leaves. Like, that's a new leaf that opened up recently because it's nice and green. But it is stretched pretty bad because of the windows, but I don't know, he's cool. I love the little holes. I forgot what they're called. But yeah, and he's pretty big too. I have this big shelf. I don't even know if I can really get a whole thing. We got this shelf whenever we first moved in here, Avery and I was so happy because that meant that I could have more space for plants. But yeah, it's not as full as I would like it to be. Also, right here I have a hanging pot with nothing in it. It's really cute though. And then this is just like little supplies. I don't have much in here right now. Right here is actually a mushroom grow kit that is actually kind of old and it might be moldy and inedible, and I probably need to throw it out. I just got kind of lazy and never potted it. This right here is I think it's a Pilea or Peperomia plant? I think it's Peperomia. I forgot what type. See, I'm like the worst plant mom. I don't even know the names of my plants. This guy was like, you know, in perfect condition when I got it. And then I think it got overwatered and started dying off. But I managed to salvage it. And now it's doing pretty good. I think it likes this top shelf up here. Right here I have this super cute Hoya Heart. I love it so much. Look how cute it is. And it's in this cute little planter. A lot of my planters don't actually have drainage holes, which I know is bad too, so I just try to be really careful when I'm watering. There's the sick plant that we just repotted. This right here is a Marimo moss ball. Whenever I used to have a pet fish, I had bought a ton of these for his fish tank, but this one was just so huge that it would always float to the top. So I decided to just put it in a cup, and yeah, he looks cool. He's really easy to take care of. I mean, you just like dump the water out once in a while and then refill it. And this right here is one of my favorites, mostly because it does pretty well and it's really easy to take care of. It's my variegated Hoya. This was also a gift from my stepmom, who's also like super into plants, and it has grown so much since I brought it into this house, and I love these leaves. Look how pretty that is. And then, yeah, here's some new growth. Some of the new growth has been coming in non-variegated, but I think that's okay because it's still really pretty. And this right here is a string of dolphins. This was a dream plant of mine, and I still really like it, but I have been having trouble with it, and I don't really know what's wrong with it. It's not like dying or anything, but all of the new growth is, I don't know if it'll focus on that. All of the new growth is just like super puny, and it doesn't have the cute little dolphin-shaped leaves. But I don't know, I like it. I really want more like foliage type plants, I guess, like plants that have really long growth. Onto this shelf, this guy. This right here is a Philodendron Birkin. Avery actually got this plant for me as a surprise. He had gone to one of my favorite nurseries to pick up like a specific plant, and they told him that they don't really get shipments of this very often, so it's kind of rare, and that he should pick it up for me, which is cool because it's really pretty. However, it's also not doing that great, and I don't know what's wrong with it. For one, this right here, this guy is so annoying. It's a new leaf that just like refuses to pop out, and now it's starting to curl, and like it just looks so janky, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to cut this to try and get it out. And there's also some yellowing down there. And now on to this guy. This is another one of my favorite plants. He looks really dorky because he was, you know, just like a little cutting. And I, you know, I am a dingus, and I put it in a pot that is much too big for it. But, I mean, it still thrives. There's, you know, little new growth on it. And again, if it can focus, really pretty variegation. Oh. And I also have some cute little geodes and stuff that sit in the pot with it. I don't know. He's dorky, but I love him. I like how he's kind of like just one little plant. Now this right here is like a curly plant or a spiral plant. I don't actually remember what it's called, but this guy is super cool. I love plants that look like they belong on like an alien planet. This was also a gift from my stepmom. But yeah, he's really cool. So far he's also grown a lot as well. He's my newest plant. And then it has this weird little crystal gem thing. I don't know. And then we have this guy. I think it's called like a Dracaena. I actually used to have like a pretty big version of this plant, but the pot that it was in was really, really bad, and over time it just died, and there's no way I could salvage it. So I got this little tiny cutting right here, and he's doing okay. I don't think the camera will be able to pick it up, but he has this really cute pink variegation on the new growth. But yeah, it's just in a cute little painted pot. One day maybe it'll get really big and tall. And this right here is just a little Pilea peperomia. These guys are super cute. I sometimes have problems with these dudes too, where I don't know if it's getting too much sunlight, but the leaves will pucker up like that. But I mean, it's doing fine. I've had this one for a while too, and it had died back, and then, but like a part of it was still alive, so I was able to keep it and nurse it back to health. Now on to the last shelf. This is my biggest Pilea peperomia. This again was a gift from my stepmom, and as you can see, the damn leaves are puckering, and I don't know why. I try to rotate this plant often so that the sunlight will not make it stretch, but I have a feeling that that's probably the issue of why it's puckering, is that this room gets too much light. But I feel like if I moved this anywhere else in my house, it wouldn't get enough light at all. So, I don't know. And there's the very sad Aglaonema. And then also, another sad plant is this heckin' snake plant. Look how pathetic this is. There's a cute little geode in there. But yeah, this is a snake plant that I've had for a really long time. And like the other Dracaena plant that I mentioned, it was also planted in the same planter that the Dracaena was in, and it started to die. Yeah, it was like a ceramic pot, and it's just no good. I got rid of that pot. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to get rid of this because I feel like it's still alive. And if I just throw it away, it'll be, you know, sad. I don't know. He's ugly, but I keep him. The only thing that's on this windowsill is another plant that I should probably just throw away, but I don't want to. This little string of pearls. This used to be a dream plant of mine, but it's so finicky. Like, I don't know what to do with it. But again, like, there's green on it, and some of the balls aren't like wrinkled, so I feel like it's still alive, and I don't want to throw it away. Here I have some empty pots that I would like to put things in. I really like finding vintage planters like this. I just think they're so cute. And right here are just my watering jugs. These are just like some cute wine bottles. I try to let the water sit out for several days before I use it, so any of like the chlorines and toxins get out. And then here's just a spray bottle with water. And then this actually had a mixture of rubbing alcohol and water, just in case I noticed if there were any pests, so I could spray the plants. Here's just like a little artwork wall. Those are actually from a study abroad trip that one of my friends had painted while we were in Italy. Some little art stuff, and then some embroidery pieces that I did. And then the very last section is just this back wall. I have mason jars and then some of the potting soil right there, just in case I need to do like cutting stuff. But most of my cacti and succulents are on this wall. Here's this little guy. He's so cute, and I love this cow pot. They had another cow pot the same day that I found this, and I kind of regret getting it. Or I kind of regret not picking the other one up because they're so cute. I also have this little hippo. I've had this hippo for a long time. It used to have an orchid in it, but now this guy is there. I've had this guy for a really long time too, and he does pretty well. And then my hairy old man cactus. He's so cute. I haven't watered this at all since I got it because I'm terrified. I'm terrified of overwatering it and it dying, but he's so cute. I love the little hairy old man name. And then here's two succulents again. I don't know what they're called. They're just like little succulent cuttings. This guy has also been one of those where it died back, it would thrive, died back, thrive. And yeah, but it has these cute little, I think they're babies, these little dudes. I know that if I were to pull these off, I could technically propagate them because they have little roots on them. And then just like another one of these little succulents. And again, cute little pots. And then last but not least, we have this rabbit ear cactus, I think it's called. I think this is technically dead. Yeah, I think it's dead. But on the off chance that it's not dead, I don't want to throw it away. But yeah, and it's in this really cute, like, choo-choo train box. It's actually a music box. I also collect these too. I find, like, vintage music boxes. Yeah. And last but not least, this is the only other room in the house that has plants in it, and this is the bedroom. This right here is the south-facing window, but as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room. I guess technically I could put something right there, but then it would be really hard to get out of the bed. I don't know. This room's kind of oriented weird to where we can only really put the bed like this, so. But yeah, I just have this cute little pink shelf and just a couple of plants. I have this ponytail palm. It's really cute. I like that it's kind of wonky and doesn't sit up straight. And then here's my other snake plant who looks way better than the one in the plant room or the sunroom. Yeah. And then this right here is just a lucky bamboo plant that was given to me. I think it's doing okay. I mean, the leaves are yellow, but it's been yellow for a long time. I need to cut this dude off. But yeah, it just sits in like water and rocks. And then right down here is just another pothos plant. Again, pothos plants are super hardy, so even if you don't have a lot of sunlight, the plant will live. It just starts to look really leggy like this. And I don't mind. I just like the extra greenery in here. There's also a collection of aloe that hang out on my front porch. They are also very hardy, considering that it's basically almost winter outside and it's cold as shit and it's still alive. But yeah, I hope you liked that little plant tour. Like I said, I'm definitely not the most, or I'm not the best plant person. I know, I could probably take better care of my plants, but I'm trying my best. And I still really love them, so I'm still gonna get more. I don't know. But yeah.